Before the awards. Before the magazine covers. Before her name was on everyone's lips. There was a girl. Sitting in the back row of a drama class. In a school where nobody knew her name. Where the teacher forgot to call on her. Where the other students looked through her like glass. Where she raised her hand again and again. And was overlooked again and again. That girl was Lily. And if you had told anyone in that classroom that she would one day stand on the biggest stage in her industry, they would have laughed. Some of them did laugh. When she told them what she wanted, what she was going to do, who she was going to become, they laughed. She remembered every single one of them. And she used every single laugh as fuel. This is the story of the girl everyone ignored. And what she did with the silence they gave her. Lily grew up in a small town. The kind of town where ambition was quietly discouraged. Not with cruelty. With practicality. Be realistic. Have a backup plan. People like us don't do things like that. She heard these things regularly. From well-meaning people. From people who loved her. From people who thought they were protecting her. From the very first moment she knew that acting was what she was born to do. The world around her had a different opinion. She was 11 years old when she saw a film that changed everything. She sat in the cinema with her mother and watched a woman on screen become someone else so completely that Lily forgot she was watching. And when the lights came up, she turned to her mother and said, "That is what I want to do. Exactly that. For the rest of my life." Her mother smiled. The smile of a parent who loves their child and worries about them. "That is a beautiful dream, Lily," she said. Beautiful dream. Not a plan. Not a path. A dream. And Lily heard the difference. And decided right then that she was going to prove the difference wrong. High school drama class was supposed to be her place. The one space where her dream had a home. Where she could practice. Grow. Be seen. It did not work out that way. The drama teacher was a tired man in his 50s who had long since stopped believing in the students in front of him. He had favorites. Loud, confident students. The ones who already looked the part. Already sounded the part. Already had the thing that Lily was still growing into. Lily was quiet. Her talent was not the kind that announced itself immediately. It was the kind that revealed itself slowly. In small moments. In the spaces between the obvious performances. But the teacher did not have patience for slow revelation. He wanted immediate. He wanted the thing he already recognized. Lily auditioned for the school play. 3 years in a row. 3 years of preparing. Practicing in her bedroom mirror. Learning every line of every character. Showing up fully. 3 years of being cast in small background roles. While the teacher's favorites took the lead. She sat in the back row. And watched. And learned. And kept showing up. Because that is what people who are going to make it do. They keep showing up. Even when showing up brings nothing yet. The ridicule was never loud. That is the thing about being ignored. It is not always dramatic. Sometimes it is just the group project where nobody calls you. The lunch table where there is technically a seat, but somehow never quite space for you in the conversation. The moment you say something true about yourself, and someone laughs. Not meanly. Just dismissively. In a way that is somehow worse. Lily wants to be an actress, someone said once. At a party in 10th grade. Out loud. To a room. Like it was the funniest thing they had heard all evening. The laughter was not cruel. It was the laughter of people who had decided without evidence that certain things were possible for certain people. And Lily was not one of those people. She smiled. She stayed at that party for 20 more minutes. She went home. She sat at her desk. She opened the notebook where she kept track of every role she was working on, every monologue she was memorizing, every technique she was studying. And she wrote one line at the top of the page. Remember this feeling. Use it. And she did. 4 years. She used every dismissal, every laugh, every overlooked audition, every back row. She used all of it. At 18, Lily left her small town. She moved to the city. With 2 bags, a notebook full of monologues, and enough money to survive for 4 months. She had not told many people she was leaving. There was not much to tell. She had no plan that would have satisfied anyone who asked. Just the certainty. The quiet absolute certainty. That she had something. And that she needed to be somewhere. That would give her the chance to find out how much. The city was hard. Genuinely hard. She worked in a cafe from 6 in the morning. She went to auditions in the afternoons. She took every acting class she could afford, which was not many. She lived in a room barely large enough for a bed and a desk. She ate simply. She slept less than she should have. And she auditioned. Again and again. For roles she did not get. For rooms full of people who looked at her for 30 seconds. And moved on to the next person. She did not quit. Not once. Not even on the days when quitting would have been the most reasonable thing in the world. Because Lily had made a decision a long time ago. On the night she sat in a cinema with her mother. And she was not the kind of person who unmade decisions. The break came 3 years later. Not from nowhere. Nothing real comes from nowhere. It came from 3 years of showing up. 3 years of getting better in rooms where nobody was watching. 3 years of saying yes to every small opportunity. The student film. The community theater. The unpaid short that nobody saw. But which a casting director happened to see. Because a friend sent it to her. Because that friend had seen Lily in the community theater. Because Lily had shown up fully to a role that most people would have treated as beneath them. Because she understood something that took other people much longer to learn. There is no role too small to do well. There is no room too small to fill completely. The casting director called her in. Lily sat across from a woman who looked at her with the specific attention of someone who sees things other people miss. She gave Lily 3 pages of script. 20 minutes to prepare. And when Lily walked into that room and became someone else so completely, the casting director sat back in her chair and said, "Where have you been?" The film was not a blockbuster. It was a small independent production. The kind that plays at festivals. That wins awards in categories most people have not heard of. But the kind that gets seen by the right people. And Lily in that film was impossible to look away from. Not because she was performing. Because she was not performing. She was being. Completely. In the way that only happens when someone has spent years alone in a small room. With a mirror and a notebook. Learning every layer of what it means to inhabit another person's truth. Reviews mentioned her specifically. In a film with bigger names. They mentioned Lily. A girl from a small town. Who nobody had expected. Who had been in the back row. Who had been laughed at a party in 10th grade. Who had written, "Remember this feeling. Use it." In a notebook that she still kept. On her desk. In every city she had ever lived in. More films came. Bigger ones. Better roles. Each one building on the last. Each one showing something new. Something deeper. Something that only comes from someone who has been paying attention. For a very long time. 3 years into her career, Lily went back to her small town. Not for revenge. Not for a moment of triumph. For her mother's birthday. She drove through the same streets. Past the same school. Past the cinema where everything had started. She had dinner at a restaurant she had gone to as a child. And people recognized her. Which was new. And strange. And slightly uncomfortable in the way that recognition always is. When it comes from people who knew you before it. Some of the people from school were there. Including the one who had laughed at the party. He came over to her table. Congratulated her. Said he always knew she had it in her. She smiled. Thanked him. Said nothing else. Because here is what Lily understood by then. The people who doubted you do not deserve the speech. They do not deserve the moment where you remind them of what they said. They deserve only your success. Witnessed silently. With nothing added. Because your success is not about them. It was never about them. It was always only ever about you. And the thing you refused to give up. Even when everyone around you suggested you should. The girl everyone ignored became a superstar. But that is not the most important part of this story. The most important part is what she did in the years when nobody was watching. When she was working in the cafe at 6 in the morning. When she was in the room with 30 seconds of attention. When she was in the back row of the drama class. When someone laughed at a party in 10th grade. What she did in those moments was the same thing she did later. On bigger stages. In bigger rooms. In front of larger audiences. She showed up completely. She gave everything. She refused to treat any moment as too small to matter. And she kept the notebook. With the one line at the top of the page. Remember this feeling. Use it. If you are watching this, and you are somewhere in the middle of your own story. Still in the back row. Still being overlooked. Still hearing the laughs you were not supposed to hear. I want to say something to you directly. The people who ignore you now are not the ones who decide what you become. You are. Every day. In the small moments. In the rooms where nobody is watching. In the choice to show up fully. Even when showing up fully changes nothing yet. Keep the notebook. Write the line. And use every single thing they gave you.